Bulldogs. This is the All-State ACC Softball Championship. Game 2 of 4 on this first day Wednesday from Palmer Park in Charlottesville, Virginia. And it's the 12th seed North Carolina State in the ACC Championship for the first time since 2022. Taking on the 5 seed Louisville Cardinals. Game 1, first inning, Addison Leshper, 2-run homer. Alyssa Willer added a 3-run shot later. Tech got out 13-0 on Notre Dame, and Georgia Tech wins the earlier game today, 13-3, run ruling Notre Dame in 5 innings. So Georgia Tech will take on the 1 seed tomorrow, Florida State in the first game. But you see what's ahead tonight? Clemson, North Carolina, and the host team, UVA, taking on Pittsburgh in the final game of the day. Great to have you with us as we roll on here, day 1 from Charlottesville. This is NCAA Hall of Famer Carol Bruggeman. I'm Mark Neely. Let's begin with Louisville. This is a team that seems like they can score runs at will, and it begins at the top of the order. Chelsea Mack's been one of the toughest outs in college softball. Well,
Chelsea Mack is one of the fastest base runners in the nation and an absolute nightmare to defend. She gets on base in a variety of ways, and once she is on base, she will steal bases at will. She's got 42 coming into this game. That's second in the nation. Also can use her short game to perfection. She is the catalyst of this high-powered Louisville offense.
Very impressive offense for the Cardinals here in 2026. This is going to be, what, the 4th meeting in 6 days between these two teams. They just played 3 times over the weekend, with Louisville taking 2 of the 3. Anything weird here with this many meetings this close together?
It's tricky when you see a team that often. There are no more surprises, no more secrets. It's about grit.
Well, this is Zabala is in the circle for Louisville.
Well, they turn to the experienced veteran, and Zabala has thrown the most innings this season. She has had a lot of starts since her freshman season, so this is familiar territory for Zabala to get a start in postseason play.
Earlier today, she was named All-ACC 3rd team, and what can we expect arsenal-wise?
Everything she throws has a little bit of upspin on it. Even her curveball, screwball, and the rise ball, of course. She works the upper half of the zone, tries to get a lot of swings and misses with that spin, also gets a lot of fly ball outs.
North Carolina State, the 12th seed. They're technically the visiting team. They will lead off. Carly Short bat in the 2-hole. Really nice series against the Cardinals, going 5 for 9. So we'll see if that recent familiarity causes this to be a, should we say, unusual game. First pitch swinging, fouled away by Maya Townsend, and this repeat times 3 or 4. I forget which one it would be, but click play again. Here we go.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, it's best to not know a lot about a team. You just really focus on your team. And when you've played a team 4 times in the last 6 days, you can't help to know, hey, this is what this hitter does. This is where we need to move. It can really play mind games. So each team, the important thing is to soar with your strengths, be the team that you need to be. Of course, use that knowledge to your advantage and that experience that you just received over the weekend, but then go out and do what you do best.
One thing Louisville was able to do was keep Maya Townsend pretty quiet at the top of the order last weekend. She was 1 for 10. Had a walk and a stolen base. The 1 hit came in the final game 3. Transfer player in her first year with NC State after 3 seasons at LSU.
Well, she's key to this offense. She really jump starts them. It gives the whole team a lift when she can make things happen. One of the best base runners on the team as well. She does bunt about 30% of her at-bats, but now with 2 strikes, that's taken off the table. You can see her go into her slap game.
Foul into the screen, keeping it a ball and 2 strikes. Zabala started games 1 and 3 at North Carolina State over the weekend. Complete game win in game 1. These 7 innings allowed just 1 earned run. And in game 2, or actually game 3 on Sunday, 4 innings pitched, allowed 3 earned runs. So NC State had a bit more success the second time around against Zabala, and you can really almost count this as the 3rd time now.
Oh, for sure. And you know, that's NC State. They can definitely hit the ball. Their strength is their offense. They've got a lot of confidence coming into this game that they can hit the Louisville pitching.
Chop towards shortstop, to her left. Nice play quickly to it, and the throw there by Taylor Monroe. Pretty good battle to start the game between Townsend and Zabala, and Zabala gets the ground out to start things.
Yeah, really made Zabala work in that at-bat. Got the pitch count up to 7 with 1 batter. Not the result that she wanted, but certainly a quality at-bat.
That's going to send up Carly Short, who hit safely in all 3 games against Louisville last weekend. Went 5 for 10 combined. 3 of those hits came in game 2 on Saturday, which was the game that NC State won 10-6. It's, what a great effort diving there. Luckadoo at the end. That is just dirt. I know sometimes the warning track area has some gravel that can really scuff you up, but this was still a great effort.
I mean, how many first basemen do you see that have this type of range as Luckadoo and is able to leave their feet in an athletic position, almost make the catch? This is the first season that Cameron Luckadoo has played first base. She played a variety of other positions for the Cardinals, but in order to get all of their bats in the lineup, she said yes when Coach Holly April said, hey, we need a first baseman, would you learn? And she said absolutely, and she's done a tremendous job over there. Gives Louisville another athlete on the infield.
You know how prepared Luckadoo is? She has her sunglasses out there, and we haven't even sniffed the sun all day. At some point, it may come out, and if it comes out while she's on defense, she's going to have her glasses.
I like her optimism.
Yes. I hope she has to use those sunglasses at some point. No balls, 2 strikes on Short. We did have some rain early this morning. The tarp was on the field until about a half hour before the beginning of game 1 at 11 a.m. today, Eastern time. But knock on wood, we have been precipitation-free since then. Good look at Palmer Park. Beautiful facility. It's still a recent facility, built in 2020, opened in 2020. Of course, they didn't get much chance to host games in 2020 in that abbreviated season. I like the design. It's almost like it's got wings.
It's absolutely beautiful inside and out. What you can't see underneath is just all the locker rooms and the other facilities and amenities. Just a beautiful ballpark.
You know, the host team plays in the final game tonight, Virginia, Pittsburgh. It'll be a really, really nice crowd here. And last year, Boston College, who hosted, didn't make the tournament. Always good to have the host team make the tournament if you can. Hope team attendance.
It's an exciting thing to be able to showcase your facility for the country and for the top teams in the ACC to come. But there's a little bit of added pressure for every coaching staff and player when you're hosting, because you're absolutely right. You want to be playing in the event that's on your field.
That was whacked into center field, and coming in a few steps, perfectly played. Chelsea Mack makes the catch, 2 outs.
Well, I like what I'm seeing from NC State's offense. They are ready to go. A lot of good swings, good battles, fouling some pitches off. Nothing to show for it yet, but that ball was absolutely rocketed off the bat of Carly Short.
Fan of the Constitution, we the people. Of course, Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello, just a few miles away. And he is already here and was here for the first game. That Hoos fan's going to be here for 4 games, but he's going to have that beautiful seat when the Hoos take on Pittsburgh in the final game of the day. Good for him. Down the left field side. That's going to drop in fair. Quickly cut off by Madison Pickens, who will hold Lily Livingston to a 2-out single.
Well, if you're keeping track, this is 3 for 3 in terms of quality at-bats, in my opinion, for NC State, as they've hit the ground running. It's their first hit, but Livingston's able to keep her hands inside, keeps her barrel high to meet that rise ball that Zabala was throwing, rewarded with a hit.
And Livingston had 3 hits when these teams played on Sunday. She was 3 for 4. She was 5 and 9 in that series. 1 for 1 to start today. Cleanup hitter Kendall Simmers fouls the first pitch.
Well, there's no doubt that was the message from NC State coming in. Hey, we're going to be aggressive. Louisville is a team that scores runs. It's very tough to shut them out. You've got to match that mentality. You've got to match those at-bats. You've got to put pressure on the defense, pass the bat. And I've just been impressed with NC State's approach here in the top of the first in their at-bats.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, this would best be a question served to Lindsay Leftwich, and hopefully we'll do that later. She may not give us a straight answer. If one of these two teams had a preference of continuing to play their opponent that they just saw over the weekend, I think it would be NC State. Number 1, they're the 12 seed. They got it for the first time since 2022, and Louisville was actually the 3 seed going into the final weekend. It got pushed to the 5 to set up this rematch, so to speak.
Yeah, and if you look at those 3 games, Louisville won the series, did win 2 of the 3 games. NC State won a game, but NC State put up some runs. You know, they put pressure on the defense. They just couldn't hold down Louisville for the entire series either, but this is a team that has a lot of confidence in their offense, especially with these matchups.
Out to right field. Jordan Williams makes the catch. 2-out base hit by Livingston. She is stranded, but pretty good inning for the bats for NC State. Riley Wyman pitched in relief in game 1 and 2 against Louisville. Got the win in relief in game 2. Now she gets a start here in the postseason.
First postseason appearance for NC State. They turn to some senior experience with Ryman in the circle. She's thrown a lot of innings so far this season for NC State. The strikeout to walk ratio, very good. And what you're going to see from her, she really stretches the zone vertically. And anytime you have a pitcher that can throw both a rise and a drop effectively and then complements that with a changeup, it's going to be tough to hit. She gets a lot of spin on the ball with both her up pitches and down pitches.
This is a Louisville offense. Doesn't hit a ton of home runs, but Madison Pickens leads them with 9, also their leader in doubles and RBIs. And first team all-conference earlier this morning. Chelsea Mack to lead off, and how you want to play defensively against Mack is always the question for Louisville opponents.
Yeah, NC State rolling the dice here, getting rid of their right fielder and going to 5 infielders. Why Chelsea Mack does not have a lot of extra base hits. She also does not pull the ball very often at all. Now, if she pulls the ball down the right field line, this is a deep ballpark, 210 down the line, 220 in center. That's an inside the park home run for her.
And she does have one of those this year.
And they're also, yes, she does. And they're also going to pitch into that shift. So they're going to be pitching the ball to the outside part of the plate for Chelsea Mack to try and feed the 3 defenders that are on the infield right now for NC State. It's been an effective way to defend Chelsea Mack. And there are times where she's still able to find gaps, find holes, and with 2 strikes, that works to NC State's advantage as well, because Mack is more than likely not going to the short game, which is another weapon that she has in her arsenal.
2-2 pitch. Right back off of Wyman, and it caroms to the right side, and no chance to get Mack. Hit the lower leg of Wyman.
Well, Chelsea Mack just goes right back up the middle, swinging as hard as she can, down into the ground, trying to find that gap. And now you have one of the fastest base runners in the nation on first base. It's typically not a matter of if Chelsea Mack will go for the stolen base, it's what pitch will she attempt to go for the stolen base.
You just saw her 84th hit of the season, 4th in D1. She led the nation in steals for a good chunk of the year. Right now, number 2 with 42 as the first pitch strike is thrown to Easton Lotus.
And Lotus has good speed as well. This is an offensive dream here right now for Coach Holly April. Speed at 1, speed at the plate, a lefty who can bunt, slap. Then what that does is it forces the defense to have busy minds. They've got to think, where do I need to go? What base do I need to cover? Oh, and by the way, I need to handle the ball very quickly. This is what Louisville does. They create chaos on the base paths using their speed.
There she goes, throw down to second base. Trickles into center field, and that's not far from the bag, but far enough for Mack to get up and advance the extra 60 feet to third base.
Just outstanding base running from Chelsea Mack. Gets her 43rd stolen base on the season, but notice as the ball is trickling away from third base, and the center fielder, Townsend, has a long way to go to get to the ball, let alone try and throw her out. Just good heads-up base running from Chelsea Mack.
So Mack, who has scored 64 runs this season, is 1 more away from setting the school's single-season record. Bouncing ball towards second. A look at the plate. That prevented Mack from trying to score. Just that little glance from Simmers. And they get the out of first base of Lotus.
A conversation over there between coach and player. Hey, you think I could have made it? Should I have gone? I mean, Chelsea Mack is looking for that angle down. Normally, she's going to take off on that play, but I think that was a great decision from Chelsea Mack. No outs in the inning. The ball had some pace on it right to the second baseman, Simmers. And with this part of the lineup coming up, still an opportunity for Louisville to capitalize.
The senior year it has been for Bree Despines, the Louisville catcher. Terrific numbers, hitting over 400, 40 walks on the season. Very patient hitter, ground ball to second. Another look, and out at first base. That ball was hit even more sharply than the previous one, and got to Simmers quickly, almost like an instant replay there. Mack comes up with the same decision.
And if Simmers has to take 1 or 2 steps to either side of her body, you're going to see Chelsea Mack take off. Both of those balls had seeing eyes right to Simmers. Those are 2 huge outs for the NC State defense.
Cleanup hitter Cameron Luckadoo takes strike 1. Boy, if you're North Carolina State right now, Carol, you're thinking, okay, Mack was at third with nobody out. If we can get out of this inning and it's still a scoreless game, that's dodging one early.
That's dodging a huge one early, especially with the way Louisville plays the game on offense. They're very aggressive. They cause chaos. They put the ball in play. They're going to take that extra base, as we've seen from Chelsea Mack, to get all the way to third base. Now this would be a big win, especially with Luckadoo. The amount of extra base hits she has on the season. The 55 RBI, you know, those speedsters have gotten on base a lot for her, and she has delivered in those clutch situations.
Big time OPS, over 1100, takes a strike. She hit a 2-run home run in game 2 at North Carolina State. That was on Saturday. 5th of the year. Mack was at third with nobody out. She is at third with 2 outs. Ball 4 is inside. Luckadoo, such good plate discipline, knew right away that ball was going to ride in, and she takes the walk.
It's one thing Louisville has done so well this season. When you get to this time of the year, if you have more walks as a team than strikeouts, that's always impressive because those strikeouts can really accumulate over the course of the season. Louisville coming in this game has 14 more walks, now 15 more walks than they do strikeouts. This shows you their good plate discipline.
First pitch strike to Madison Pickens. He leads the team in homers and RBIs. Fouled off, and it's 0-2.
Well, it's decision time here for NC State on defense as well. Louisville likes to move runners into scoring position. They're one of the top teams in the country in stolen bases. If Luckadoo's in motion, you got to remember who's at third base, and you may just want to put that ball in your pocket. And not that, you know, I'm a big fan of defend the first third, throw the ball down, run a play, do a fake, do something. But you know the minute that ball gets released, Chelsea Mack is taking off for home. So NC State needs to be very wise here if they put Luckadoo in motion.
Outside to Pickens. Madison Pickens was 6 for 10 in the series over the weekend at NC State, including going 5 for her last 6 in games 2 and 3. Comes in with a 15-game hitting streak. Since she began that 15-game hitting streak, she has seen her average rise from 403 to 468, where she is coming in. But right now, she's just worried about walking that foul ball off.
And that's what's made Louisville so impressive on offense this season. That is the story of their season, their offense, their ability to score runs. They truly have that combination of elite speed and elite power. Madison Pickens, one of the best, hitting over 600 in the last 2 weeks.
24th pitch of the inning, a backhand attempt. Would have been a tough play for short. Carly couldn't come up with it. Mack scores, and that gives her the school single-season record for runs scored. Her 65th run, that snaps the tie she had with Melissa Roth, who had scored that many runs in 2009.
As Pickens coming in clutch, hitting the ball hard, putting the ball in play, forcing the defense to make a play.
That's inside to Taylor Monroe. So Louisville has scored a run here in the inning. Looks like they have scored that play in error on the shortstop short. So no RBI, no base hit for Pickens. Looks like this may stay in play and foul ground, but a long run and twisting, and as he reaching at the last moment, couldn't come up with it.
There's a lot of foul ball territory here in Palmer Park, especially closer to the plate. It gets a little more narrow as you get down the lines in the outfield.
And there is strike 3 call. An unearned run, but a record-breaking run for Chelsea Mack in the bottom of the first.
Nobody does it better at the University of Louisville. She's the new record holder. She also gets Louisville their first run of the game.
All-State ACC Softball Championship is brought to you by All-State. You're in good hands.
Addison Leshberg gets to move the team on into the quarterfinals. They'll take on the 1 seed Florida State in the first game of 4 tomorrow. Leshberg had a 2-run home run in the first inning in their win over Notre Dame in the first game today.
She had a monster game, just every at-bat. She had that postseason mentality, that look in her eye, and backed it up with a big performance.
So here's Morgan Talley leading off. A two-way player. She certainly, I'm sure, was a candidate to maybe start in the circle for this game. But it's a big bat you always got to have in the lineup if you're the Wolfpack. It's popped up and foul ground. Despines pops out. You had Zabala, the pitcher, Luckadoo, the first baseman, and Bree Despines, who any of the three might have been able to make this play. They got off to such a good jump.
Well, everybody understands how valuable outs are. And Despines is so aggressive, so athletic behind the plate, as are her teammates who are right next to her. Anytime you can get that leadoff out, that's a check mark you want to have.
If you're going to list the top 10 catchers in college softball this year, hitting, defense, that young lady's on the list for me, for sure.
Yeah, such a well-rounded player, and she manages a very deep pitching staff. You know, she's got to be able to know 5, 6 pitchers in the circle.
Oh, speed pitch from Melissa Zabala is taken for a strike, and it's 0-2.
That's been the difference maker for Zabala just throughout her career, her ability to really learn and then own and really embrace using that off-speed pitch. When, you know, pitchers come into college, they usually have 1, maybe 2 pitches that are their go-to, for sure 1. But as you develop in your career, and someone like Zabala, she has been a starter and pitched significant innings since her freshman year, you have to continue to reinvent yourself, and Zabala's done that, specifically with the off-speed pitch.
Louisville with an unearned run in the bottom of the first, have the early lead. Massey. Ooh, was ready for that, but it ran just enough in that she pulled it foul, but got a healthy rip.
Continue to be impressed with the approach. You know, first time through the lineup. And that's the advantage of just having played each other. And for NC State, having played Louisville, they're very familiar with their hitting game plan here against Zabala.
It made Zabala work. Some long at bats. Third 7+ pitch AB here for NC State to begin the game.
Usually you talk about a player having a quality at bat. I think this whole team so far in this game has had just some really aggressive swings. They are not backing down, and that's the mentality you have to have in the postseason. In order to survive and advance, you can't wait for your moment. You got to make it happen.
Slowed her bat down, and that slow contact resulted in a slow ground ball to Lotus for the second out. Let's take a look at today's What to Watch For, presented by Ally. What do you see on each side?
Well, for NC State, we're seeing it already. They have to attack on offense. They have to take charge. They have to match Louisville's scoring. And for Louisville, they just need to keep doing what they're doing, create chaos on the bases. You get a look at that. One of the top teams in the nation in terms of scoring runs.
Oh, what a hand at Church. Wolfpack catcher. NC State picked up a 2-out hit from Livingston in the first. He was stranded. That's been their lone base runner so far. Church batting in the 7 spot. And 1 for 6 the 3-game series against Louisville over the weekend. One pitch from Alyssa Zabala. Jammed her, soft liner to third. Riley jammed it there to make the play, and the side goes down in order. Bottom half coming up for Louisville. 7, 8, and 9. The bottom of the second. For the Women's College World Series, coverage begins May 28th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. Every pitch of the NCAA tournament on the ESPN family of networks. Keep these dates in mind. You got the selection show coming up late this weekend, regionals next weekend, supers after that, and then the 8 teams left meet up in Oklahoma City.
Such an exciting time of year. Softball the entire month.
You say that with such excitement. I
just can't wait.
Jordan Williams leads things off for Louisville in the bottom of the second. Jordan set a school record with a 19-game hitting streak that ended on April. Well, it went through the 19th. It ended in the Kentucky game. But you did get the school record 19 consecutive games with at least one hit. We've seen a lot of offensive records go by the wayside for Louisville softball this year.
You just think about Louisville softball. Jordan Williams, just who you're talking about now, hits in the 7th spot in the batting order, and you're talking about these accolades with her hitting streak. Typically, you're going to see someone in the top 3 hitters for that to happen, but Louisville has such a complete offense this year. They're in the top 10 in hits, in batting average, and on-base percentage, and scoring. They just keep coming at you up and down the lineup.
The previous long hitting streak for Louisville had been 16 games. Kristen Aston, Colleen Coughlin, and Katie Keller all had 16 gamers, but Jordan easily passed that. The 19-gamer for Coach April. And that strikeout is the first for Wyman, who, by the way, had to throw 28 pitches in that first inning.
Now Wyman goes upstairs. She really can stretch the zone both up and down vertically. This time it's a nice tight spin on the rise ball. It starts low, it moves through the zone and out of the zone. It's just outstanding pitch.
Second strikeout. Monroe looking to end the first, but then hits the DP Katie Thatcher. Katie's like, just give me a sec, I will be okay.
Yeah, nothing she could do about that one. And not that she had to get out of the way. The batter certainly has the right to the batter's box, but even if she wanted to, that ball just got in right in the middle of her body.
4 times she's been hit by pitch this year. Is that a bunt attempt? It is, and that is a live ball. And all the way to third base goes Thatcher. So the catcher, Hannah Church, is indicating like she thought that was a foul, and that's going to bring Lindsay Leftwich, the Wolfpack head coach, out of the dugout for a question for Scott Mayer, the plate umpire, who's going to get some help here from Don Brown at first. Alex Leap at second, Smokey Eds, who's the third base umpire.
Well, the first thing Coach Lindsay Leftwich is going to do is, we have 4 umpires now here in the NCAA championship, regional, super regionals, World Series. You're going to see 4 umpires, but they wanted to get together first and see if anyone else saw anything.
And it looks like
before Coach Leftwich says, hey, I want to take a look at this, she certainly can.
The call
and she's
on the
going
field
to.
is that the ball was not hit with the bat. That play is under further review.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. I don't think it hit it, did it? I think the rotation of the ball would have changed, even if it had nicked the barrel of the bat there. What do you think, Carol?
You're just kind of wondering, does it angle it down just slightly? That's what I'm trying to take a look at. You get a look at where Hannah Church is. A lot of movement there from Janda. So her barrel's moving forward. And you get a look where Church's glove is, where she believes the ball is going to be. Now, is that just nicking it, and it's changing the trajectory to go down?
I'm with you with that look, slowed down.
Yeah, it looks to me like it did a little bit, and it angles down, which causes Church to miss the ball. She's going to squeeze it. And the ball, see how the ball's angling down still.
After review, the call on the field stands just a strike. That is NC State's first challenge with 1 remaining.
I was just about to ask you, is it enough to overturn the call on the field, though?
We are slowing it down, and we can barely see if the thread of the ball is angling it down. And you're right, no, there was not enough. And a huge break, really, there for Louisville. And everybody on the field for NC State assumed foul ball. You never want to play umpire, and that allowed Thatcher to get all the way to third base.
Yeah, results in 2 bases. Instead of Thatcher being at first, she's at third. 1 out now and a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
The other thing it does is now NC State only has 1 video review challenge left the rest of the game.
Umpire to Riley Janda, Cardinals third baseman. 1 for 7 with a double in the 3 games at North Carolina State over the weekend. Wyman comes back and strikes out Janda, and that's the 2nd out of the inning.
Well, that is a big strikeout for Riley Wyman with a runner third, less than 2 outs. This is the best result for NC State. It's a low rise ball coming up and in on the hands of Janda. She can't keep her hands inside enough. And we saw this last inning where NC State got to 2 outs. Pickens was able to come through, put the ball in play hard to score the run. And now we're going to see the shift once again on Chelsea Mack. Last time she hit it right back up the middle, was able to be safe. But this is something NC State really believes in, buys in, as they defend one of the fastest base runners in the country. There you get a look. 5 infielders, no right fielder. So they're going to be pitching again to the outer half of the plate, pitching into the shift.
1-ball, 1-strike on Mack. Picked up an infield hit first time up. Thatcher at third with 2 outs. A base hit for Mack in the first. She hit right back to the circle off Talley's leg.
And the bunt is never out of question for Chelsea Mack. Even with 2 outs, runner at third, she's so fast that she can use the dirt to her advantage. And when you're playing defense against a base runner like Chelsea Mack, it just forces you to play faster than you feel comfortable. It forces you to feel like you have to play perfect to get her out. So any ball in the dirt is a challenge for the defense.
Puts it down low and the count runs full.
I'll tell you what else makes it tough to get out Chelsea Mack is in her 182 at bat, she only has 6 strikeouts. Like, she makes you play defense. She forces you to make a play to get her out.
There's the shift. It's actually Morgan Talley who's at first base. First baseman Massey has moved to where normally the second baseman would be. Up into the screen again. And Simmers, who was at second, moves over to the left side of the infield. So, and this has been a pretty, in fact, very familiar shift for Max. She's looked at this most of the year from her opponents.
Yeah, and what's unique about NC State is they bring their DP in to play first base. Yeah. So they play, you know, just shift their DP temporarily.
Softly hit into the glove. Lily Livingston throws her out at first. Last step to retire the side. So they avoid the trouble as they had Thatcher at third with 1 out, but Louisville fails to score. Our first game of the day. We're in game 2. Still got Clemson, North Carolina ahead, and the host team Virginia at Pitt to round out day 1. Georgia Tech gets the 1 seed Florida State tomorrow, and that's catching you up to this point. Day 1 of this All-State ACC Softball Championship from Charlottesville.
I feel like this season, more than any season in recent history, this title is really up for grabs. There's 6 teams in the top 25 in the country this week from the ACC. It's going to be a lot of fun.
8-9 in one part of the order for NC State. First pitch swing, and that ball smoked towards left field and off the very top of the fence. And Michaela Marbury stands at second with her 5th double of the season. She missed her first home run by a matter of inches.
We've seen this from NC State through the lineup. The first pitch she sees, she is ready for that pitch. Up in the zone, her barrel goes up to meet it, and you are so right, Mark. She could not have hit it any better, any further. She needed about 1 more stitch on the ball to go out of the ballpark. Instead, it's a leadoff double.
Well, they say it would have been her first home run. That would have been of the season. She's hit plenty in her career. She's a senior now. At 8 as a freshman, 10 as a sophomore. Now in her senior season. And that's into left field for a base hit. Stopped at third. Coach Leftwich keeps with nobody out. Keeps Marbury at third base. Johnson with a base hit. And the Wolfpack have runners at the corners to start the inning.
But Johnson lets this ball get deep and drives it the opposite way. Good barrel control there. She doesn't try to pull something that's on the outer half of the plate. We've seen NC State barrel up quite a few balls here the first time through the lineup. This time they actually have a runner in scoring position without any outs.
So the lineup turns over. There's a ball of one time through the order. 3 hits, including 2 to the last 2 hitters, the 8-hitter Marbury and the 9-hitter Sarah Johnson. Maya Townsend, who led off the game with a ground out to short up here. Numbers on the season for Townsend, including an on-base percentage over 400. Deep down the line, and now in the pickle, throw home, out. Marbury and caught in no man's land, and Despines able to see that, and a mistake on the bases for NC State.
Just being a little overly aggressive as she takes off. Not sure if she was just anticipating like an angled down play with Townsend, or that it's almost like a hit and run, but that is a huge out for Louisville. And you mentioned it, Mark, just a base running mistake. There's no reason to be overly aggressive there. All the momentum's on your side. You've got the top of the order up.
As aggressive as she was there, I mean, would you actually squeeze bunt? You know, safety squeeze. Technically, you can't leave till the pitch leaves the pitcher's hand. Was that a possibility with nobody out?
Yeah, it did. It just didn't look like Townsend was attempting to bunt.
And that's my question.
Yeah,
is there a chance the hitter missed the sign?
Could have been.
Because that was an aggressive down the line for Marbury. And you've got the head coach right there, coaching third base.
Yeah, she took off right away. So either it was anticipating the angle down, like as soon as that ball gets in the dirt, you've got to slap her up with Townsend, or to your point, a missed squeeze, or just overly aggressive. A little adrenaline here in the first game of the postseason.
3-2, tap back to the circle. Zabala's going to take the out at first. So the whole complexion of this inning changes. Townsend grounds out. That's going to bring up short. Johnson at third and 2 outs.
Yeah, and if Townsend hits that ball with Marbury coming that hard on the previous, there's no question. She's probably going to score on that, or it's going to be a much closer play.
Big foul to Coach Leftwich in the third base coach's box. And Coach Leftwich there. She's hiding it pretty much with her body language, but she's obviously saying, got to get something here to at least take a little of that sting off. And that ball skips away, and they will get the tying run home. So maybe that does take a little of the sting off, as Johnson scores on the wild pitch from Zabala and ties the game at 1.
Well, sure does. 2 out scoring. They just feel bigger. This one is thrown behind Carly Short. No doubter. Gets away from Despines. Got a tie game.
All in 2 strikes. Carly Short. That ball's hit well. Left center field and run down. Nice break by Chelsea Mack, showing her speed there. That ball was well struck by Short. NC State settles for 1, and it's tied up at the midpoint of the 3rd. appearances for the Louisville Cardinals. They didn't make it in 24, but the other years, these were first-round losses, first-game losses.
That has not been a favorable place to be for Louisville. Looking to change things up this year and get the W here in the first game of the tournament.
It would be their first since 2018 in the ACC Championship. This team's head-to-head. North Carolina State, NC State, and Louisville have played this ACC Championship before in 2015 and 2017, and NC State won both those matchups against the Cardinals. Otis fouls the first pitch. Two, 3, and 4 part of the order, heart of the order here for the Cardinals. NC State just tied the game and won in the top of this inning. Coach Leftwich in her 3rd season. After 12 seasons under Beth Torina, an assistant at LSU. Now, North Carolina State, NC State played in the Clearwater Invitational for the first time this year. And I remember we were having our coaches calls. LSU was in it as well. And a lot of us ESPN people were late to the NC State call with Coach Leftwich because Beth Torina had run long in the LSU call. And we mentioned that to Lindsay Leftwich. And Lindsay said, I've been waiting on Beth Torina for a dozen years. 5 more minutes isn't going to kill me. That's fine. I'm used to Beth taking up some of my time.
That is so true. And even prior to their working together at LSU, they worked together down in Florida. So they've just, you know, they've been, you know, really family for a long time. And now Coach Leftwich at the helm here of NC State.
Yeah, a lot of people may not remember that Beth Torina was a head coach at FIU. And Coach Leftwich was with her there for those 4 years as an assistant. Full count on Easton Lotus. Leading off the bottom of the 3rd for the Cardinals. Bouncing ball to second base. Gobbled up by Kendall Simmers. Well, 1 down. What do you think of Riley Wyman so far in this game?
I'm just thinking, I'm very impressed with her. When you have a pitcher who can really work both zones vertically, up and down, it makes it very difficult for the hitter. You can't sit one part of the zone, and it's a very different swing path to each part of the zone. It's a little better than east-west. Screwball, curveball, if they don't move a lot going side to side, it ends up kind of in the middle of the plate and in that hitting zone, that sweet spot. But when you can throw a rise ball and a drop ball and mix in a little changeup, we haven't seen a lot of that so far today. It just makes it very difficult for hitters to anticipate, and Wyman showing good control, good command as well.
Despiny is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. Here's another incredible number for Despines. This, by the way, is game 55 for Louisville. So they've had 54 games they've played and completed. She has reached base with either a hit, walk, or hit by pitch in all but one of those games. 53 of the 54. She's on a current 29-game on-base streak. The only game she hasn't reached was against Clemson, and that was March 13th. She went 0 for 4. That is the model of consistency.
I mean, in caps and bold, you know, highlighted like that is very impressive, and that's that's all you really ask of your players is, hey, can you show up and be repeatable? Can you give us this performance? Can you be locked in? Can you be zoned in? And make something happen for your team. There's a lot of players out there that take a day off and think, oh, I got 50 more games, you know, I'll get back. Now you got to value every pitch, every at-bat, every opportunity, and Bree Despines has definitely done that this year.
The voters for the postseason awards in the ACC took notice. It came out earlier this morning. Despines named ACC All-First Team this year. Battling again, 3-2 still.
And really knows the strike zone. I mean, when you see 40 walks at this time of the season, it's tough for big hitters not to swing. I mean, you're in the 3 part of the order. You want to swing, you want to hit, and she's very disciplined, takes her walks, knows the strike zone.
And the on-base streak will improve to 30 in a row. In 54 of the 55 games the Cardinals have played this year. She's played in every game.
Impressive.
That's another part. The top 5 in the batting order for Holly April, Mack, Lourdes, Despines, Luckadoo, and Pickens have all started every game this season. Long run. Out of reach of Massey and the right fielder as well, Johnson and Simmers.
Well, that's it. Louisville's roster is not very big this year. Most teams you see, certainly at the Power 4 level, they're going to have 25, 22 to 25 on their roster. And for Louisville, they have less than 20. Now, fortunately, they've stayed healthy, and so that has allowed them to have the season that they're having.
He's down the bunt foul.
When you have a small roster, I've coached a lot of teams with small rosters, they can be a blessing because everybody's involved. A lot of people are playing. There's not someone that gets buried kind of in the 22nd, 23rd spot of in the dugout. You really get everybody engaged and involved. But if you have an injury or two, it can be really difficult.
It's upstairs. Since we're on that subject of the top 5 of the Louisville order that have played in every game, the same can be said for NC State. Not the same number of games. This is game 53 for them. So Townsend, Short, Livingston, Simmers, and Talley have all started every game. Ooh, and that is a hit by pitch. You hear Coach April there come down and say, "Cam, you okay?" And she said, "Yep, I'll take the base." So she's been on base twice now, a walk and a hit by pitch.
Well, not all hit by pitches are created equal. They all are in terms of the result. You get your base, but boy, sometimes if they catch, an ankle bone or they just catch something just right, it is not fun. And that's back-to-back free passes now. Is Riley Wyman really flirting with disaster, and that's going to cause a timeout here, a very wise timeout, in my opinion, to talk about the situation. Hey, what's working, what's not? It's Paige Cassidy, the pitching coach. Because this is the part of the order here, especially with Madison Pickens, there's really not a lot, there's no room for her, so you're going to have to pitch to her.
So Wynn Gore getting ready in the bullpen for NC State if needed. Coach Cassidy's trip a pretty quick one. Riley Wyman had been giving them everything that they could have hoped for until these last couple of hitters, the walk, the hit by pitch. A couple of one-out base runners with Madison Pickens coming up. This will be her 20th pitch of the inning. High strike call. You could tell Pickens' body language there. She thought that was up and out of the zone.
The Pickens has such a unique, look at her starting position. Her barrel is actually pointing down, but when she goes into her stride, she gets her barrel back into position.
Looking, the catcher couldn't come up with it. Church took a moment to spot it, and then she did. And had it in the glove for a moment, but it popped out.
And every catcher knows that's one of the toughest plays in the game. A high fly ball, the ball's always going to spin back toward the field. That's why she's turned all the way around in proper position. But that would have been a huge out, an opportunity for NC State to retire one of the best hitters in this lineup. Pickens has been an RBI machine this season for Louisville. A missed opportunity there for NC State.
You mentioned the angle of her bat. her front foot, that right foot, the toe is on the line of the batter's box. The back part of her foot is not. But she's got a little bit of the foot on the line. And then she closes up with the pitch. Did she go? Yes. That is a strikeout.
Well, as you know, there's style and then there's fundamentals, and how you get to your fundamentals. Pickens has a little unique opportunity, or a unique stance there, but Riley Wyman really paints the corner here. That ball is running away from Pickens, but with 2 strikes, it is not a strike, but Pickens does cross the plane of the front of the plate. A big strikeout for Wyman.
Wyman tosses a first pitch strike to Taylor Monroe. Taylor called out on strikes to end the Louisville first. It's 6 base runners. 2 on base right now for Louisville. Only 1's reached on a hit, and that was Mack leading off the first inning with an infield hit that struck the pitcher Wyman in the leg and carried him away for a hit. And 2 hit by pitches, a couple of walks, 1 error. They count for the other 5 outside the Mack base hit. And 2 on Monroe. Deep and foul over by the All-ACC set.
Well, when you're facing the offense that Louisville brings to the table this year, top 10 in a lot of categories, hits, RBI, scoring, they just keep coming at you. You have got to do something different as a pitcher. You've got to change speeds. You've got to put a little more spin on the ball. You've got to keep them guessing. And Wyman's done that. Now, sure, she's hit 2 batters and had a walk mixed in there, but she's got quite a few strikeouts, and her ability just to move the ball to all parts of the zone and really spin the ball through the zone has been the difference today. We haven't seen too many balls barreled up from Louisville, and that says a lot about what Riley Wyman is doing with softball.
But 80 pitches through 2 2/3 innings.
That's a very high pitch count.
That's hit to left center field, but playable and in the range of Michaela Marbury. So a couple base runners left on by the Cardinals. When we come back, we'll visit with the Wolfpack head coach, Lindsay Leftwich. ACC Softball Championship, game 2 of 4 on day 1 on this Wednesday from Charlottesville, Virginia. The 5 seed and the 12 seed tied at 1. Let's visit with the head coach of the Wolfpack, Lindsay Leftwich. You guys obviously saw each other 3 times here within a matter of hours ago over the weekend. Good thing, bad thing, or what, have you been able to get an assessment on that through the first 3 innings?
I think it's a great thing for us. I think, you know, we're super young, playing a bunch of kids who have never done this before. You know, we're back in the conference tournament for the first time in a while, and I think it's just a good reminder that, you know, they've already seen themselves be successful, and there's a belief situation, and I don't know, I think it's a great thing for us. I think it's a great matchup.
Well, Coach, when you have played a team this much, and you've got a lot of pitching options, you go with Riley Wyman, and even though the pitch count is up, she's doing a nice job of holding down this high-powered offense. What have you liked about her so far?
I think she's doing a great job of throwing believable balls. I think she's doing a really good job of, like, getting them off time. I think more than anything, it's a huge thing for them. When you have kids who have such high contact rates, the more off time she can keep them, the better, and I think she's doing a phenomenal job of that.
We appreciate the time. We'll let you get over to third base coaching box.
Appreciate it. Go Pack.
Thank you. Coach Lindsay Leftwich. There's a look at the line on Wyman. An unearned run, just 1 hit in the 3 innings that she has pitched.
Just great command through all 4 parts of the zone. Just so impressed with her spin. Her spin is spinning through the zone today. It's not just hitting a spot. It's actually moving and disrupting that timing that Coach Leftwich was talking about.
3, 4, and 5 hitters for NC State. This is Lily Livingston leading off. She had the base hit in the first inning, which is one of the 3 hits for the Wolfpack. They've actually out-hit Louisville 3-1 through the first 3 innings. Score tied up. Check swing. No swing under the first base umpire, Don Brown. 3-0. Livingston with the base hit her first time up, now with a 6-game hitting streak. It was 5 for 9 in the 3 games against Louisville over the weekend. Borderline on the inside corner goes the way of Zabala, and Willie says, all right, I'm ready for a 3-2 pitch. The freshman hits it in the air to right field pretty well, but angling towards the corner, Jordan Williams makes the catch just shy of the warning track. We'll take a look at this weekend's featured baseball game here on ACC Network as well as the ESPN app. This is coming up Saturday, number 14, Florida State and Clemson. This is game 2 of their 3-game series from Kingsmore Stadium. And coverage will begin at 6 Eastern. Coming up here on ACC Network this Saturday. 1 away for Kendall Simmers and an off-speed strike from Zabala. Fly to right in her first at bat. He had a 3-run home run. Game 2 against Louisville on Saturday, which helped ice the win. Took it from a 7-6 NC State lead to 10-6. Simmers had a career high 6 RBIs in that game on Saturday against Louisville.
That's a big reason why she has seen a lot of off-speed offerings in this game, trying to keep her off balance.
Kept her off balance there, off speed, and the throw down to first from Despines completes the strikeout for out number 2, and that is the first strikeout of the game for this Zabala.
Dan Simmers saw 3 changeups in that at-bat, all 3 for strikes. And credit to Zabala for really buying into that strategy. There's not a lot of pitchers in it. Really, again, we're going to throw it again. And she really bought into that, really owned it, earned the strikeout.
Brings up Morgan Talley. Hits the inside corner for strike 1. Big freshman season for the Florida native. the ACC all-freshman team earlier this morning. Left side, out of reach of the third baseman Riley Janet, into left field. Talley has a base hit.
Just so impressed with Talley. Does not plays like a mature veteran, just isn't phased by anything. Just takes her hacks. That wasn't the prettiest swing, didn't barrel it up that well, but just swung aggressively and good things happened.
A two-out base runner for the Wolfpack. Nice play by Despines to keep that from getting away. Talley at first, 2 outs. Tie game here in the 4th. Right field towards the line. Williams diving in foul territory, comes up just short. Winner of this game gets the 4 seed Stanford. Come on, game 2 of the day.
That's the pitch. That is the pitch that's been the difference maker for Zabala. She's been able to throw that off-speed pitch for a strike. She's thrown it on various counts.
Back to it. The pitch was out of the zone, according to plate umpire Scott Mayer, and Massey did not offer any.
Yeah, Bree Despines came off like the inning was over. Close pitch.
Off the end of the bat, out to center field. Chelsea back. 2-out base hit by Talley. She is stranded, and when we return, a chance to visit with the Cardinals head coach Holly April. Game 2 of 4 on day 1 on this Wednesday from Charlottesville, Virginia. Tied up at 1 between Louisville and NC State. Let's chat with Cardinals head coach Holly April. Wyman's at 81 pitches right now. I'm not sure how much longer she'll stay in, but what do you want to see offensively against her as long as they see her?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a lot more. I'd like to see us making quicker adjustments. I mean, she's done a great job with us. I think we need to, we need to figure it out a little bit and understand what our game plan is and work to execute it. We've done some good things, but she's really challenging us, and so credit to her.
Coach, you go with the seasoned veteran with Zavala in the circle in the first postseason game here. What are you liking? What are you seeing from your senior to hold NC State to 1 run so far?
Yeah, I mean, I like everything about Alyssa. Like, she's in there battling. She's making her adjustments, working her speed changes a little bit. So, yeah, she's giving us a chance, and that's what we ask her to do. So, really, really proud of her.
Yeah, a lot to like about Alyssa. We'll leave it there. Thanks so much, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you.
Head Coach Holly April. And we mentioned that her team, when it came into the last weekend, they knew they were going to have to go to North Carolina State and play a 3-game series. And they, at that time, were sitting 3rd in the ACC. Stanford didn't have conference games. They've been red hot on like 12 in a row. They were kind of sitting there. And then the game they lost to NC State was a big one because it's the reason they're playing today and not having an off day like Stanford to tomorrow.
Yeah, it went into, you know, all the tiebreakers, and all of those tiebreakers are in the manual before the season starts.
Well, maybe jumping on the first pitch is the new strategy against Riley Wyman. Jumps on that first pitch and a base hit there for Jordan Williams.
Just a solid swing from Jordan Williams. This pitch is up in the zone. She keeps her barrel up nice and high. Her hand strong. Doesn't try to do too much with it.
DP Thatcher trying to move the runner over, fouls it.
And if you're Katie Thatcher, you know, there's no surprise here. If you go to bunt, you're not trying to bunt your way on. It's not a bunt for hit. She had a lot of movement in the box instead of just staying put, squaring up, getting the barrel in front. And, you know, this is what Katie Thatcher can do as well. Obviously, she's in there mainly to hit, but when it comes time for the short game, it's called a sacrifice for a reason. You want to stay put in the box and get your barrel out in front, see the ball in the dirt. Kind of a missed opportunity there.
He's not shown bunt on the next 2 pitches, but they've both been out of the zone, and it's 2-1.
Well, Thatcher has good power. She has good home run power, gap-to-gap power.
Switches back. Took it out of the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Leadoff hit by Jordan Williams. Leadoff batter on base for the 3rd time in 4 innings for Louisville. Catcher Hannah Church wants a word with her hurler Riley Wyman. Mentioned Wyman had pitched in relief twice against Louisville in that last series, games 1 and games 2. 7 2/3 combined innings, allowed 3 earned runs, and picked up the win in game 2, which was the one game that NC State won in that 3-game series. I have heard Coach Lindsay Leftwich, when we asked Riley about Riley Wyman's arsenal, she said it's weird. Was the word she used. It's weird. And I thought that was a compliment.
I think that is a compliment.
Yeah.
It means, you know, she does something funny with the ball. She really does. It's sometimes you can teach that. Of course, you can teach a rise ball spin and a drop ball spin, a curve ball spin, but sometimes just the wrist angle or the way how long a pitcher holds onto a ball, how they knuckle a ball, whatever it might be, it just gives you a little different wiggle on the ball.
Wave and a miss, and the throw down to second hit the batter, and the plate umpire is calling her out. Not only the batter, but the runner
It's going
is out.
It's going to be interference on Katie Thatcher. As soon as Katie Thatcher struck out, she started heading to the dugout, and as the base runner was running, Hannah Church threw right through like she should. It hits Katie Thatcher. That is interference on the batter. Look how Katie Thatcher comes out of the box, and the ball hits her in the helmet. You cannot do that as a hitter. That is the most interesting double play we'll see today. That's the striker out, thrower out, but there was no thrower out. It was interference on the batter. Big mistake from Katie Thatcher.
Wow, what a change in the complexion of this inning. Bases empty, 2 outs. Riley Janda up. You know, and watching that in real time and then the replay in slow motion, Williams got a great jump. It's very unlikely that Church was going to even come close to throwing her out, but Church was smart enough to realize, I got the hitter walking right in front of me here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just instinct. Hannah Church is going up and throwing. It's Katie Thatcher who made the mistake. You know, should have stayed. Obviously swung through the pitch. She's disappointed, but hey, you know, you make one mistake, you don't want to make two, and she did, and that, as you mentioned, changed the whole inning.
And really makes it look glaring now. There's a 2-out base hit by Riley Janda. That's a rare play. You don't see that happen very often.
No, and it's a smart play by Hannah Church. You're just throwing the ball down, and as a batter, you know, I've seen it several times over the years. It happens especially when it's cross dugouts like that, but it also can mean a hitter's trying to hit an outside pitch and their body kind of falls over the plate.
Top of the order, Chelsea Mack. Shift back on. Talley comes out of the dugout with a glove, and that ball's hit into left field, and it's caught on the run coming in for Michaela Marbury. Well, a weird inning. Louisville comes up empty, and at the end of 4, this game's still tied at 1. For Louisville, Chelsea Mack leading off, singles off the pitcher Riley Wyman, stole second, the ball got away, she wound up at third, and would score on a 2-out fielding error, give Louisville a first inning run. NC State would tie it in the 3rd inning. Marbury had led off with a double later in the frame. They're able to score on this wild pitch. Sarah Johnson scoring. Marbury had prior to that been made it out on the bases, and so Johnson scored the tying run, and it's 1-1 going to the top of the 5th. And a Church to lead off for NC State. She swings at the first pitch and hits a drive to deep center field, and it is into the bleachers for a go-ahead home run for the Wolfpack. Seventh of the year for Hannah Church, 2-1 NC State.
Well, from the first batter of the game, NC State has been in attack mode against Alyssa Zabala. This one left right in the wheelhouse, down the middle of the plate. First pitch Hannah Church sees. She meets the moment, drives it out of the deepest part of the park, and NC State has the lead late in the game.
I mentioned it's Church's 7th home run. It's her first home run since March 14th against Pittsburgh. And that will chase the starting pitcher Zabala. Louisville makes a pitching change. who's lifted here, obviously being the starting pitcher, she could re-enter. So perhaps her day is not done, but it is for now, and she gives way to Brooke Gray, junior left-hander in the circle.
Yeah, Brooke Gray. Louisville's been pitching by committee all season long, so this change is nothing new. Brooke Gray used to coming in relief as well as be a starter. She's pitched the second most innings on the team this season. She has an opportunity here to really take the momentum back for Louisville, as it's all on NC State's side right now. And Brooke Gray, she's going to work really a curveball on both sides of the plate. Also throws a screwball, rise ball combination. So her ball has a little bit of upspin on it. Everything she does, also can throw that off-speed pitch for a strike.
Gray hoping for a better outing than the one she had against NC State on Saturday. She was the starting pitcher game 2 of that series. Only went a third of an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, and took the loss. It was only her second loss of the season and her first since February 8th when she lost at Florida International. The ball's in a strike. Marbury, who doubled her first time up, and has another base hit. A compact swing, just took it into right center for her second hit.
Now this bottom part of the order for NC State has been very aggressive. Each one, 7, 8, 9 hitters all have at least one hit in the game. And there you get a good look at it. 7, 8, 9 hitters, 4 out of 5 so far in their plate appearances. And when the bottom part of the order can produce, that's what it takes in the postseason, and turn the lineup over to get back to those top hitters in the lineup, good things can happen.
Well, they haven't turned the lineup over just yet, so here's the 9-hole hitter, and if what we just showed you holds, it's a good thing for NC State. 1 for 1, Johnson with a single to left. Scored that tying run back in the 3rd on a wild pitch. Brooke Gray on in relief of Alyssa Zabala. Sarah Johnson takes high. It has been an interesting route for Sarah Johnson to wind up at NC State this year. She's played at a couple of community colleges, McLennan Community College in Waco, Texas, Gaston College in North Carolina. She was a JUCO first-team All-American at Gaston College. And the Charlotte native junior year, getting a chance to play in the ACC championship. Leadoff home run by Hannah Church has given NC State the first lead of the game.
A good at bat here from Johnson as she works the count full, got down early. But this NC State team is locked in, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
That's hit hard to right field. Played on a short hop. There's a force at second to throw in quickly by Jordan Williams, but a head first slide by Marbury. Good base running by Marbury. She was kind of in no man's land. Was that ball going to be caught? Was it going to be short hopped? And she played it well and advances on the base hit by Johnson.
Well, you're right, Mark. Not sure what was better. The at bat from Johnson, who worked herself to a full count, got a pitch she could drive, but that is a very tough play. That's an iffy ball. The ball's hit on a line. You want to freeze on a line drive, but you got to get off far enough so you can advance. This can't say enough about this NC State offense today, as they now turn the lineup over. Nobody out here in this inning, a runner in scoring position. We're back to the top.
Marbury's at second, Johnson at first, still nobody out. You're the NC State 5th. Townsend in the top of the order. Now she bunts. That ball is a fair ball and well played by Despines. A sacrifice there for Townsend advances both runners. That ball spun initially, I think right near the plater, and fouled around and just took a forward hop into fair ground.
Yeah, nice bunt from Townsend. Really angles her barrel down, gets it in the dirt. She has to take a look as well. Ball pops up, even better play from Despines. She got to avoid the bat. She's got to, all her gear on. Just shows you what a top-notch catcher she is back there to get the out.
You could see her. She did step on the bat, but kept her balance, and that ball's a little flare into center, and it's going to drop. And here comes Marbury with the third run of the game for NC State. Carly Short just put it in the right spot. Didn't hit it all that well, but her 25th RBI. It's 3-1 Wolfpack.
After watching NC State barrel up a lot of balls, this one, she just hits it where there's nobody there. The infield is playing in because there's a runner third with less than 2 outs, trying to cut that runner off at the plate. Chelsea Mack is playing deep, and there is nowhere for that ball to be caught. It drops. And how about NC State? They extend their lead now. 2 runs in this inning to 3-1.
The teams huddle up as Coach April went out initially for the Cardinals out to the circle. Coach Leftwich takes an opportunity to chat with her base runners, an upcoming hitter. We laid out a little bit earlier the struggles that Louisville has had historically going back the last handful of years here in the first round of the ACC tournament. When we asked Coach Leftwich in our interview segment an inning or two ago, we said, is there an advantage for one of these teams having played this weekend and now playing again? And she said, yeah, I think it's us. I think it's our advantage. Maybe that's playing out right here in this 5th inning.
Especially that win they earned over Louisville just a few days ago. It gives this team a lot of confidence coming in.
No throw down to second base, an uncontested steal for Short. I think your point's a great one, though. If they had been swept in that series and they were close games, they still would be thinking, can we beat this team?
Yeah, it gives your team a lot of confidence. As Coach Lefter said, this is a young team. This is their first postseason experience. And, you've got to take that energy, that adrenaline you're feeling, and you've got to put it into the game in a productive way. You can be too high or too low, try to be too calm, and you can be too high and not get in that sweet spot where you're ready to perform.
Ooh, off-speed pitch. Didn't miss by much. Interesting to watch this NC State team, the confidence that has been built as this game has progressed.
Well, they certainly have an opportunity here with the heart of the order up. Less than 2 outs, runners in scoring position. The way they have been just barreling the ball up today in general, it's just been really impressive.
That's out to shallow left field, left center. Now on her horse. Catch is made by Mack, and the runners have to hold.
Boy, what a big out from Louisville. Louisville certainly can score a lot of runs. We have a lot of game left to play here. No score is out of reach for Louisville with their offense, but that was a big out to get the 3-batter in Livingston to fly out shallow enough where no runs could score.
So with 2 on 2 outs, it's Kendall Simmer's turn. It's already been a 2-run inning for NC State. And like you said, another hit could make it a 4-run game, and that makes it look a lot different. Two runners in scoring position for Simmers, who has flied to right and struck out.
Well, a lot of times postseason games come down to the situation we're in right now. Now, certainly NC State has a lead, but that 2-out hitting, can you extend the inning? Can you come up clutch when your team needs it the most?
3-0 on Simmers. We got the big freshman bat Tally on deck if this inning continues. Taking on 3-0. Up the middle, base hit. That scores Johnson. Short to the plate. Here's the throw. She's in with a slide. And there is the 2-out, 2-run single NC State was hoping to get, and they get it from Kendall Simmers.
A lot of times, these types of hits can make the difference in postseason games. After Brooke Gray falls behind, she does not want to walk Simmers, puts this ball over too much of the plate. It is on the outer half, but credit to Simmers. She lets the ball get deep, throws her barrel up the middle, a huge 2-out, 2 RBI hit.
Team leading RBIs 49 and 50 for Simmers. NC State now with 2 outs. 3 for 7 today. So they have been doing the job with 2 outs.
Impressive, especially for not having been in a postseason game in quite a long time. And a lot of these are freshmen, and some sophomores never had the chance to play in a postseason tournament.
In reality, it's really 2 schools here. I won't use desperation as the word, but both really looking for a win here because neither has had success when they have made the ACC tournament in recent years. And part of Lindsay Leftwich's time now, this is not just season 3 for her, is making her team believe they can win. And she came from LSU, where in her 12 seasons as an assistant, they went to the Women's College World Series 4 times.
Yeah, this is familiar territory for Coach Leftwich. I mean, this is an expectation for her that you do what you can to get into the postseason, and that's all you need in the postseason is that opportunity. And then it's do what you can to win today against the opponent, and then you move on to tomorrow. You can't look too far ahead.
Ran it in and strikes out Tally. 8 batters come to the plate. And NC State scores 4 times, and it all began with a long ball from Church.
Well, Hannah Church took the first pitch she saw in the top of the 5th, blasted out of the park. It's all NC State right now. Riley Wyman has held one of the best offenses in the nation to just 3 hits so far today. She's been using her entire arsenal, stretching the zone vertically, has her off-speed pitch working, and she is shutting down this Louisville offense. Still has a ways to go, but it's been an impressive performance. 5 strikeouts so far on the day.
Her numbers coming up on 90 pitches here as we go to the home half of the 5th. After the 4 spot in the top half from NC State, they're up 5-1. Heart of the order coming up, 2, 3, and 4 for the Cardinals. Easton Lotus leads off. It's a Louisville team that has 19 comeback wins this season. It's been a season with 18 conference wins, the most ACC wins they've had since joining the conference. 43 overall wins, their first 40-win season since 2013.
And with the type of offense they have, they are lightning in a bottle, kind of waiting to explode. You know, just top 10 in so many offensive categories, the most important one in scoring. They are far from being out of this game.
But I think part of the equation here is who we just mentioned coming back from break, and that's Riley Wyman. How much further can she go? She's coming up on 100 pitches. If I'm Louisville, I'm thinking I would like to get her out of the game and go from that point forward.
Now, this is the 3rd time through the lineup now for Louisville, and can she be as impactful? I mean, when you have a variety of pitches you can use, the answer is yes. If you have one pitch, you're relying on a drop ball down in the zone, and that's what teams can sit on, look at, really plan for. That's a lot different. But with Riley Wyman, she's been able to use her rise ball, her drop ball. She's thrown a curveball, a little bit of a curveball that has a rise on it. Mixed in a little bit of off speed, but that's been the difference. Is she's really had command of all of her pitches.
And that's dropped into left field for a base hit. Lotus not trying to do too much. That's her first hit of the game. The leadoff batter is on for the 2nd consecutive inning and 3rd time today for Louisville.
Yeah, no lead is safe. You get a look at Coach Leftwich there, and you know, you can't ever relax. Sometimes you get a 4-run lead, 5-run lead late in the game. You're like, oh, you know, we're rolling. We got this. Against Louisville, you can never relax. No lead is insurmountable for their offense.
That was pitch number 100 in this game for Riley Wyman. This is the 3rd time through the batting order. Espinez has walked and grounded out. To this point, the stuff from Riley Wyman, self-described by her head coach, Lindsay Leftwich, as the weird stuff, has been very effective.
Well, and this is an important part of the lineup here against NC State, an important inning against the heart of the order.
Ball's at a strike. Patient Despinese has the count in her favor at 3-1. Get the sense this is a really big pitch coming here. It may dictate a lot of things. You already started to see them shuffle a bit in the bullpen for NC State, and they will shuffle a little more. That's going to get activity going. As a walk to Despinese has put the first 2 runners on base.
And this is what Louisville does. They know how to come from behind. There's been so many games this season where they found themselves with their backs against the wall. 19 of their wins have been come from behind wins. And a lot of them, as you saw, 11 when they've been trailing from the 4th inning on. So this is a team that is confident. They're very comfortable in this situation. A lot of teams would start to feel a little desperate or just feel like it was a little bit insurmountable. Not Louisville. It's like they kick it in another gear when they find themselves in this position.
And I think NC State can now kind of sense where this inning is going. They want to kind of break up any kind of flow Louisville was starting to develop here, even though it's been a single and a walk for the first two base runners to reach. Something to give Riley Wyman a little break for a moment. She has walked and hit Luckadoo with a pitch. So Luckadoo, no official at bats, but on base twice.
And Luckadoo, one of the best in the country in terms of doubles, extra base hits. Looking for one of those right now.
She has 20 doubles on the season, which has tied the school's single season record. And that's in the right center for a base hit. Around third, here comes Lotus. She will score. To third base goes Despines, and here come the Cardinals. And here comes the sun. The sun has just popped out for the first time today. And Luckadoo's on for a third time, her 56th RBI, and just like that, tying runs coming to the plate.
That's what Luckadoo's been doing all season long. This pitch actually jams her up a little bit, but she inside outs the ball, kind of comes off the ball. That's why it's not hit very hard, kind of flares into right field. But all that matters is right there, the RBI from Luckadoo. Louisville cuts this deficit to 5-2.
NC State has come to the determination that they have gotten great work from Riley Wyman, but they will make a change here to try to stem the tide. Louisville has had the first three base runners reach here, the fifth, with one scoring. And a pitching change for NC State. NC State against Louisville. She started against the Cardinals in game 2 on Saturday in Raleigh, and then pitched in relief the following game, and she comes in relief here.
Yeah, one of the three pitchers in the NC State bullpen that comes in quite often. She's pitched quite a bit this season, the 27 appearances. Really looking for a change of pace here. Riley Wyman really gave NC State a chance, holding this Louisville to offense to just 2 runs.
She's inheriting a couple of base runners, but Riley Wyman, despite the last 3 batters that she faced, has put her team in a position to get a win here in this ACC tournament. NC State scored 4 in the top of this inning to snap the 1-1 tie, so now it's Wynn Gore's turn. Madison Pickens, the left fielder, coming up for the Cardinals.
Gore's a very different pitcher from Riley Wyman. And Gore tends to get a lot of ground ball outs, throws that drop ball quite a bit, and that's what NC State is looking for here with nobody out. A runner at third base. They'd love nothing more than keep that ball on the infield.
Saw Church got the pitch count earpiece system all set up. She's ready to go. So is Gore. The first pitch swing and slice and foul off the bat of Pickens. Madison's reached on an error and struck out 0 for 2. Close pitch from Gore, but he misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Louisville has a great opportunity here to add in terms of cutting into this deficit. Pickens, one of the hottest hitters in the lineup over the last 2 weeks, really over the majority of the season, but she's hitting over 600 in the last 2 weeks with 10 RBI. She'd like to add to that right now.
Takes a strike. Throw does go through, but it's cut off. And Espinez returns back to third as well. So Luckadoo takes second base. A base hit could make this a 1-run game. Pickens has set the Louisville season RBI record with 69, where she's at right now. Previous record was 60, and Marissa Becker back in 2016. Slow tap. That gets through, and it is going to be a 1-run game. Finding a hole. Pickens, her 70th and 71st RBIs. Still nobody out here in the Louisville 5th, and it's 5-4.
Louisville is so comfortable coming from behind. She does not get a good piece of this pitch. It's off the plate. She swings anyway with 2 strikes, beats it into the ground, and that ball has eyes up the middle. No stop sign for Holly April over there at third base. She's waving the runners around. Louisville's only down a run now.
NC State still looking for the first out of the inning. Shortstop Taylor Monroe. 0 for 2, but last time up, lined one out sharply to the left fielder Marbury. Looks the bunt. 2 strikes.
Well, this is the type of game that we expected. These teams have seen each other 4 times now in the last 6 days, and so it comes down to grit. There's no surprises from pitchers, hitters, the speed. It's just finding a way and battling, and we expected a close game coming into this one. Exactly what we've got.
It's almost like you're playing in a regional or super regional. You're seeing the same opponents so often.
So true.
Bouncy ball. Can they turn it? There's an out there. Yes. Simmers able to tag Pickens as she went by and threw to first to get Monroe, and a big double play. 15th turned on the season by the NC State defense.
What a good decision from Simmers. Would like to see Pickens get in a run down there, back up, go to first base, do something to force Simmers to throw the ball to the lead base versus tag and get the double play. Huge play there for NC State.
It takes the potential tying run off base, and now this is going to get NC State through the inning on the comebacker for Williams. So Moore does her job for the most part, but they do score 3 and make it a 1-run game. State, the 1 seed tomorrow on day 2. Coming up after this one, you have Clemson, North Carolina, and Virginia, the host team, taking on Pittsburgh to wrap things up here on this Wednesday. The sun is out now in Charlottesville, Virginia. And the sun came out on the offense for both these teams in the 5th inning. It was a 1-1 game going to the 5th. NC State scored 4 times to take a 5-1 lead. Louisville responds with 3 of their own. So it's a 1-run game going to the top of the 6th. Winner plays Stanford tomorrow in the quarters. Ellington Whitaker has come off the bench for NC State. He bats for Massey. He played in all 3 games against Louisville this weekend. He went 2 for 4. Senior who played a couple seasons at Baylor. Three balls, no strikes. Look great, kind of shaking her head. Takes a moment to get back to the circle for Louisville. Whitaker batting for Massey. This is the 6, 7, and 8 part of the order for NC State. Jammer, and a little flare out to left center field, is going to find a hole. Mike picks it up and fires it in and keeps Whitaker to 1 base. So pinch hit single for Ellington Whitaker.
How many times have we seen this from NC State today? They have been aggressive at the plate, getting their swings, getting their hacks in. This time, it is not a well-hit ball. It just finds the spot where nobody can get to. And if any team has shown today, throughout from the first swing of the game through right now here in the 6th inning, is good things happen when you swing. They have been aggressive at bats.
And since Gray has come in, she's pitched an inning total, about 5 hits. They have all been singles. Able to miss by Church, who had a home run her last time up. That's what chased the Louisville starter, Alyssa Zabala. Off the end of the bat, and that's a flare out in the center, but stays up long enough for Mack to trout in and make the catch. Well, coming up when we are finished with our 2nd game of the day here in Charlottesville, do not miss all ACC. Taylor Tannenbaum, Brittany McKinney, Alex Powers all over there. Catching some rays now, good for them. That's coming up live right here at Palmer Park in Charlottesville. Hey there. Taylor, yeah, okay.
They got
hello,
a great
Alex.
seat.
Brittany.
They got, there's Jenny Dalton-Hill getting ready for the next game.
Nice to see the sun. Hopefully we get more of this tomorrow. Caleb Marbury. Well, that totally crossed up Despines, that off-speed pitch. Whitaker's down to 2nd base.
Yeah, not a lot she could do about that particular one. Goes down, the ball took a funky hop as well, just kind of jumped up. Seen a little bit of everything in this game so far, Mark.
You said we might. Uh-oh, look to second, but then a quick decision by Gray to get the out at first base. She thought seriously because Whitaker was off the bag at 2nd base. There might have been a play there.
Yeah, Brooke Gray's a good fielder here. Snags the ball, wisely checks the runner, rushes her throw just a little. Luckadoo's ready for it, but, you know, the only time as a pitcher you want to get to 2 outs on that. Whatever it takes to get to 2 outs, take that easy out over at first base. But if the runner's taking off, that's a little different. But that was a really nice play there from Brooke Gray to get to 2 outs.
Yeah, if there were nobody out, I think maybe she would be a little more likely to try to make that play. Nathan Joyner, the pitching coach, we'll talk things over here with Johnson coming up. This game at the top of the 6th. Louisville 1 in the 1st. NC State tied it with 1 in the 3rd. It stayed 1-1. But both offenses really found their groove in the 5th. 4 for NC State, 3 for Louisville. It's a 1-run game. And the winner will face the 4-seed Stanford tomorrow. And that's in the left field for a base hit for Johnson. Up quickly throwing is Pickens. Great throw to the plate. Overshot the cutoff person, but it was right on the money to Despides. But a base hit for Johnson, who's 3 for 3 today. And runners at the corners with 2 outs for NC State.
And her timing, she has been on time with every swing. Has pulled the ball, this time takes it the other way, and she hits it so hard. And Pickens is playing pretty shallow out there in left field. Lindsay Leftwich has no choice but to hold up the runner with 2 outs.
Top of the order, Maya Townsend. 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt. Luke foul.
Well, this is where if you're Maya Townsend and really a true slapper, bunter slapper, but she's looking to slap here, especially with 2 strikes. The Louisville infield has to play in to respect the speed of Townsend. So if that ball's on the ground a long time, she's going to be safe. So that just opens up more holes for her to slap the ball through the infield.
Trailing runner will take second base. That's Johnson. NC State has done a nice job with 2 outs. And they get another key 2-out hit here. Very close pitch, 2-2.
Off-speed pitch, just a great time for that. Just missed a little elevated in the zone, but completely fooled Townsend. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that again.
Batter up, wave and a miss, a strikeout ends the inning. And NC State strands 2 more.
Well, Brooke Gray pitched herself into a little trouble, but when it matters the most, this rise ball for the strikeout. Louisville coming to bat.
Well, the Tar Heels are off the bus. They're going to take on Clemson. There's the Tigers. That'll be our 3rd game of 4 coming up here today on ACC Network. From day 1 here at the All-State ACC Championship. Good look at Palmer Park. Charlottesville, Virginia. Good game going on here between the 5 seed, it's Louisville, and the 12 seed NC State. 5-4 Wolfpack. Louisville bats in the home half of the 6th. First pitch swinging. Thatcher sends it to left center field. Easy play from Michaela Marbury. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the Cardinals 6th. Sophomore Riley Janda. Riley struck out her first time, then a base hit to left last time up in the 4th. For the Indianapolis area native, Greenwood, Indiana.
You know, Gore's done a nice job since she's come into this game, really filling up the strike zone, working from ahead. It's really been the mentality we've seen from NC State. There's been no fear, you know, nerves of the first time playing in the postseason. This is a difficult task. I mean, Louisville is a team that can put up double-digit runs, you know, when you blink. And so far, they've given themselves the opportunity here.
Fouled off of Janda's leg. Cardinals trailing by a run as they bat here in the 6th. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. NC State did not make the ACC tournament last year, or in 2024, or in 2023. They did make it 2022. And there is a strikeout of Janda for out number 2.
Boy, Wynn Gore just painting the corner here. Check out the location of this pitch. It's a drop ball. She turns it over. It's breaking down and away. Catches the outside corner. Boy, you can't do it any better than that.
Top of the order, Chelsea Mack. NC State's last win in the ACC tournament was actually in Louisville, Kentucky, when they hosted in 2021. NC State beat their in-state rival North Carolina 4-2 before losing to Florida State 2-0.
Well, against Chelsea Mack the entire game, NC State has removed the right fielder and gone with 5 infielders, but with a 1-run lead late in the game, they don't even want to take the chance of an inside the park type home run or extra base hit down the right field line for Chelsea Mack. So they move out of the shift, and it works in their favor.
Fly ball to left, caught by Marbury, and Gore sets down the Cardinals in order. We're headed to the 7th in a 1-run game. Today is brought to you by Allstate. NC State has got a chance to win here in the ACC tournament thanks to some big hits. Home run. Kind of rolling. Church, and then they added 3 more runs in that 4-run 5th inning. Really short. Kendall Simmers had a 2-run base hit. So it's 5-4 NC State as they bat in the top of the 7th. And the winner of this game faces the 4-seed Stanford tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
And you know, they have not backed down. It started from the first at-bat right through the first inning, and just their approach at the plate has been impressive today. They have been the aggressor in the batter's box.
Two, 3, and 4 hitters for the Wolfpack. Short had the RBI base hit. The center fielder last time up is also lined to center. Really has had 3 very good plate appearances. It's that one deep but foul.
Yeah, she's hit the ball hard all 3 times, just the 1 hit. But her other 2 outs have been line drives to center field. Even that foul ball right there just has really been barreling up the ball well. Good hand-eye coordination.
NC State knows they're going to take at least a 1-run lead to the bottom of the 7th. But they also know that Louisville will have the heart of the order up in the bottom of the inning. Bouncy ball, 1 hopper. Nice play at shortstop by Taylor Monroe. A textbook for her to get short round number 1.
Well, Short, after barreling every pitch up, she gets mishit here. It jams her up. But Taylor Monroe attacks the ball. Not only does she move sideways to get the ball, she comes and gets it and is able to cut it off quick enough to throw the runner out.
First pitch off speed to Lily Livingston and a wave and a miss. Lily singled back in the first, since then has flied out twice. And nips the inside corner.
A nice off-speed pitch there from Brooke Gray. Not only takes a little bit of the speed off the ball, but that location, it just dropped on the inner half. One of the best pitches she's thrown today.
Chopped out to short, another opportunity for Taylor Monroe. Two down in the NC State 7th. He's up to cleanup hitter, Kendall Simmers. A 2-run single to center her last time up. Capped off that 4-run NC State 5th inning. Two balls, no strikes. This 5-12 matchup has had some serious drama here this afternoon.
It's been a lot of fun. We've seen a little bit of everything. And we're not done yet. I mean, we still got some game to go here.
NC State, with their schedule this year, they faced the 12 teams that were in the NCAA tournament. Here we go, there's ball 4. So Simmers is on with a 2-out walk. Now Louisville slipped back into the top 25 at number 24. That came out, what, yesterday, Monday? And if NC State were to win, it'd be their first win over a ranked opponent in a couple of years. They won back in March 2024 at South Carolina when they were ranked. Coach Leftwich coming down the line is going to run for Simmers at first base. See who she brings out of the dugout. Gabby Wilson is going to be the runner. There's senior Gabby Wilson.
Having a one-run lead and having to hold a one-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th is, you would ask NC State if that's where they'd like to be today, they would have said yes, but boy, they would love to add to that with a runner at first now. Just give themselves a little bit of cushion. This is a Louisville team that is never out of the mix, and on top of that, they have 2, 3, 4 coming up in the bottom of the 7th.
Which is the exact part of the order that did the damage in the 5th inning. And they rallied for 3 runs. And Lotus, Despedes, and Luckadoo all reached to begin the inning, and then Pickens had an RBI base hit. So it's the heart of the order that has had most of the success for Louisville offensively today. A 2-2 sent to the alley in left center field, but Max got the wheels to catch up to that. And that's going to set the stage for the bottom of the 7th. Lotus, Despedes, Luckadoo, 2, 3, 4 due up for the Cardinals.
ACC Softball Championship is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands.
This game has had a lot of interesting moments to it and some unusual ones as well, but it's been a very entertaining game. Game 2 of 4 here today, day 1 of the ACC Championship from the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. And the 12 seed has the 1-run lead. NC State up 5-4 on the 5-seed Louisville, but here come the Cardinals, 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Easton Lotus, Bree Despedes, Cameron Luckadoo, and Wynn Gore, who has pitched the last inning in the 3rd of relief, trying to close things out for NC State. But you see 19 comeback wins for the Cardinals. This is no strange territory for Louisville.
And they believe they can do it when you've done it over and over and over in various situations with different parts of the lineup up. This is a Louisville team that believes.
And Lotus starts with 2 pitches out of the zone. Did with a base hitter last time up. And with her ahead in the count.
I really like this timeout here from Paige Cassidy. Just, you know, not letting the moment get too big, staying in the process, really challenging Wynn Gore to move the ball through the strike zone. Hey, let's make them earn it. I mean, the last thing you want to do against this Louisville offense is give them some free passes. And Gore's done a nice job. I mean, you look at this Louisville team, one of the best hitting teams in the country, one of the best scoring teams. They've only had 6 hits so far today. There's not many times going into the 7th inning where you've seen that from a Louisville team this season.
There's a strike poured in by Gore. Make it 2-1. The Cardinals came in hitting .353 as a team for the season. Left field. Michaela Marbury. One down, bottom of the 7th. Big first out for Wynn Gore. Trying to send the Wolfpack to their first ACC tournament win since 2021. Bree Despines. Been on base a couple of times. A pair of walks, a run scored, 0 for 1 officially.
Well, Louisville does not hit a lot of home runs. For as good as an offense they have, one of the tops in the country, for sure. They're in the tops in the country in doubles and triples, you know, top 10 in the country. Not in home runs, but Bree Despines tied for the lead in home runs on this team. So she is one of the Cardinals that can tie the game up with one swing of the bat.
Ball and 2 strikes. The next from Wynn Gore. Cut the tension with a knife here between these two teams.
For sure. It's so meaningful for NC State. And I know what a win would mean for their program here. Not only a ranked win, but to be able to get a postseason win.
They get out of play.
And for Louisville, you know, they're just itching to come back in this game. It's something they've just done all season long. When they have an out to work with, they know they can still find a way to win the game. We've seen them do this all season long. Not to mention that elusive ACC championship win.
Yes.
I mean, it's just been something that Louisville has not been able to do, is get on the winning side in this particular postseason tournament.
2-2 pitch to Bree Despines. Golfed into right center, and that's down for a hit. Will go to the fence, and just like that, the potential tying run is its second with 1 out as Despines with her 17th 2-base hit.
We've seen it all season long from Louisville, and Bree Despines in particular, just a doubles machine. Her ability to drive that ball is at her toes, but she gets her barrel on point, good exit velocity, good elevation with the barrel. And she is fired up. She now is in scoring position and can tie this game for Louisville.
Back to the screen. And now the tying run 60 feet away. That is a big 60 feet right there.
It sure is, because Cameron Luckadoo, one of the best doubles hitters in the country, which means she can drive the ball to the outfield and doesn't always go over the fence. We're in a walk-off situation now if it does, but she has the ability to take pitches in all parts of the zone and drive them to the outfield.
Tying run at third, potential winning run at the plate. Cameron Luckadoo. 5-4 NC State. Last of the 7th. We got the leadoff batter. Lotus on a fly ball to left. Espiniz's double. The wild pitch put her at third. Into right field. The game is tied. Luckadoo's second RBI of the game. 4th time she has been on base. And it's 5-5.
Is anyone really shocked that Louisville's coming from behind? I don't think anybody is. This is what they do. There's no better team in the country at being able, when your back is against the wall, to perform and to make it happen. And in that situation, that runner advancing over to third was key.
And that's to left field. Here comes the potential winning run. Luckadoo around third. And she's going to score, and Louisville walks it off. Pickens doubles to the left field corner, and the Cardinals do what they do so well. Their 20th comeback win of the season, and they win it 6-5 with 2 in the bottom of the 7th.
You cannot count this Louisville Cardinals team out. They have been gritty from the first game of the season. Their ability to come from behind, elevate their game, stand up and step up when it matters the most. We've been watching them do it all season long. This is their 20th come-from-behind win. Madison Pickens takes a pitch on the outer half and drives it. Once it gets past Marbury, there is no stop sign from Holly April. She is sending the runner all the way. She knows it as soon as she gets past her. Just an aggressive swing from Madison Pickens. She has been an RBI machine for the Cardinals all season long. That RBI gets Louisville their first win in the ACC tournament in many years. They do it in dramatic fashion. Louisville advances.
RBI 72 on the season for Pickens. She had 3 today. She knocked in half of their 6 runs. And Holly April's team were down to their last 2 outs with the bases empty, down a run. No sweat. They come from behind and they win it. And in NC State season, there's a look at the bracket. So now you got Stanford, Louisville, the 4-5 tomorrow in game 2 of 4 on quarterfinal Thursday. So NC State finishes the season at 27-26. So they were within a couple outs of getting their first NCAA tournament win in about 5 years. Wow, what a game. You promised it would be unusual.
A nail biter. Say we're going to have a nail biter and it's going to be tight. They've seen each other too much. What a win for Louisville.
All ACC coming up next. Taylor Tannenbaum, Brittany McKinney, Alex Powers, the great crew standing by down the left field side. For Carol Bruggeman, I'm Mark Neely. What a game. Louisville walks it off. Ladies, the sun's out and Louisville a come from behind win.